Muted. Okay, this is an explanation of the Netflix balance sheet for digital literacy students. So I'm going to be going through, I'm demonstrating this live to 4B. However, you may be in 1A or 5A, maybe it's no, 2A or 5A. And you can watch this recording later. So what we're going to be doing today is working with formulas. So the assignment in Canvas, you're going to download this document here with the instructions, and you're also going to download the balance sheet, which has the data in it that you're going to be working with and manipulating for this assignment. So if we, I believe I have the instructions pulled up already. So yeah, here are the instructions here, okay? And then we're gonna download a copy of the data on here. So we're gonna click on this and download that. So I would recommend you want to do the whole split screen thing. You can split this on one side of the screen, and then I've got to open the file on the other side. And it's in my downloads folder. Sorry for the technical delay here. All right, here we go. Actually, I got two of them now. All right, so consolidated balance sheet, and then we've got the instructions over there. So let's get that. Look at that. Here we go. And we'll bring it on over here. Okay, so lots of data to look at here. Do this again. And there we go. All right, here we go. First things first. Number one, using the formula button, add up cell G10 to G13, put the total in G14. So we're gonna go to G over here. Okay, so there's G, and then we're gonna go to 14. So we're gonna do this by starting at G14, clicking and dragging upwards to G10, and then we're gonna click on this little thing here that says insert function, okay, that FX there. Click on that. We then are going to scroll down. You probably should have it at the top. I do because I've used it recently, but you might have to scroll down to find it. So you're gonna find the sum function, click OK, and then this is going to show you the range that you're adding up. In this case, we're going from G10 to G13. It's going to sum all of those up, and then we click OK. So for the first one, it tells us this is the answer, which we got correct. And then you have to do all of the other ones. So H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, and Q. So you just click here, go on up, click the FX, click on sum, say OK, and then click OK, and it does the next one. You do the same thing there. So you're just going to keep repeating. Hopefully, after doing this, you'll have an idea that, oh, yeah, this is how I can do formulas, okay? So what I did is add everything up to give me the total current assets, and this is for Netflix back in 2015. Okay, so current assets, they have $5 million in the bank. Then, when completed, your total current assets line, which is line 15, oops, sorry, I guess it's line 14. From March 31st to September of 2017 will be completed with numbers. All right, next. Oh, wait, sorry. That was part one. Oh, we did part one, and now we're doing part two, which is the same thing for the rest of them. And so then part three, total assets using the auto sum feature. And so we got to go down here. And this is total assets. So we're going to get from total current assets to these other ones here. So we're going to do sort of the same thing. We're going to drag up to this line 14. So you go from 18 up to 14, and then you're going to use the auto sum feature. So you click on formulas here, and then you're going to do auto sum, and it gives you the whole thing. So this case, it's 9209494. So we got that correct, right? So once again, we go to the cell where we're going to have it placed. We drag up to how far we're going to be summing, and then click on formulas and auto sum, and it gives us the answer there. That's part 3. You got to do it all the way across again. So all from G all the way to Q again. Part 4, add the current liabilities column up. Okay, so then we're going to go to current liabilities. So current liabilities, we got to add up all of these. So total current liabilities, that's what we're doing here. From G25 to G21, go on up, and then we'll click on this, and we'll do the sum, click OK, and then we get 3,008,849, right? So we're going to do the same thing again. Click here, and click OK, and OK. We do it all the way across. Any questions so far? Pretty easy, right? Using the insert formula, or insert function, and then the auto sum. I believe the auto sum you have to use on this one because this here in and of itself is a formula. It's not an actual value. And so that's why you have to use the auto sum there instead of using the insert formula, because that doesn't. I tried it earlier today, and if you use it this way, it's not going to work. Okay, so moving on. Part 5, we got to do the total liabilities column. So we did the current liabilities. Now we need to do the total liability. So it's the same sort of thing. We're going from here on up, and then we're going to do the auto sum, and we get 7,300,000, right? So then we go here on up and use the auto sum, and then we get that. Okay, next. We're going to go to part 6. Add up the stockholders' equity column. So this is line 34 here. Okay, so stockholders' equity, we're going to add those. So we highlight all of those, and then we're going to start at G34, go up, use our auto sum here, and we get 1,909,214. So we do the same thing again. Of course, you're going to be going all the way across. I'm just doing 2 columns to save time with my demonstration. Okay. Next, this one is kind of a tricky one. Okay, because what you're doing is you're doing the total liabilities and stockholder equity, right? So you've got to add this number here and this number here, and put the resulting sum into this cell here. So for this one, the best way I found to do this is you actually have to type. So you push equals sum, and then you put the first parenthesis, and then you can click and you can be lazy. So if I click here, and then I'm gonna hold control when I click here, and it's gonna do G34, comma, G29. You don't even have to do the end parenthesis. You just push enter, and it'll put your resulting sum in this cell right here. So 9,209,494. So once again, do that same thing. Equals sum, left parenthesis, click, control click, and enter. And it makes up that sum for you. Okay, that's part 7. Now, once you do all of those columns across, you've done all of your formulas. Now you get to make this look nice and fancy schmancy. So you're going to click on the arrow next to the borders button in the home. Okay, so first of all, we got to select G14 through Q14. So right here on G14, and then we're going to go across. So I hold down Shift, or I can just click and highlight, go across there, and I'm going to Q. Wait, I skipped Q. There we go, Q. Okay, then you're going to click on the little arrow next to where it has borders, which you can't see, so I have to make this bigger. Okay, this little arrow here, and you want the top border. When you do that, what it's going to do is it's going to put a nice line across there, just like that. So it shows that you add these, and then the total current assets is below that. So you're going to do that a couple of times because you're going to have to put in a few different lines. So we did it G14 through Q14. We're going to do the same thing from G18 to Q18. So once again, we're going to highlight these, go all the way across to Q, put in that top border. Then we have another nice line there. And then we're going to do G35 to Q35. So G5 over to Q and put that border in. And then we're going to do total assets row, G18 to Q18. We got to give it currency. And then we got to do that again for, well, why didn't they have us do that before? Oh, well. Okay. So on here, we want to see that these are formatted to be in currency, kind of like the top, the line 10 here. So once we're going to click on all of those, we come here under number and we go to currency. And then that adds on our $sign and the decimal places, right? So home tab, numbers group, click on the drop down arrow next to general. Hold on, let's zoom out just a little bit. General and select currency, which is what we did. And then you're going to do the same thing again for G35 to Q35 right here. So highlight on over and change this to currency. Now, you may run into this problem, but you may not. If the cell is too small, then it starts showing all of these hashtag or pound sign symbols. If you want to see the thing, then remember to resize. Just double click in between the two cells and it will resize so that you can see those numbers. I think as you go across, there's a couple of them with 10 million instead of the 9 million, and that's what happens when it gets too small. So you just resize it and you'll be able to see it. All right, so the next thing, we're going to go G6, Q7, and then G18, and then G29. And this is where you're gonna make your chart. So this is where it can get kind of wonky, okay? So pay attention here. So we're gonna go G6 right here, and this is gonna give us our dates. So go all the way across to Q, and I think we gotta go to 8. Oh, G6 to Q7. Okay, so we got that selected. Then we want to do G18 and G29. Now I'll do those all the way across. So let me zoom out so we can see this a little bit better. We don't have to constantly scroll stuff. Oh, see, there you go. All right, we'll go to 100. All right, so we're going G18, we decided, right? Hold down Control, and that allows me to select this without selecting the whole thing. And then we're also doing 35 right there. Okay, so I got those 3 sections highlighted. The 6 through G6 through Q7, G18 through Q18, oh, and G29. Oh, sorry, not 35, 29. So we gotta go here. And we're gonna unhighlight this. There we go. Okay. So we got those 3. Then insert tab, you're gonna go to the charts, recommended charts. There should be several options. We're gonna click on the clustered chart column, should pop up a chart over top of the spreadsheet, and we can change the colors. So if we click on this, we go to Insert, and then we're going to go to Charts and Clustered. Let's see here, recommended. Where's my? That's a chart. That's a line. That's a stacked line. Clustered column. Is that what they wanted? Cluster column chart. Perfect. All right. So then we're going to click OK. And there's our chart. They need to change the chart title to assets versus liabilities. So double click here, say assets. Wait, did I spell that right? Nope. Assets versus liabilities. We can change the color options if we want. Click on Move Chart button in the Chart Design tab that appears when you have the chart selected. Click on New Sheet and name it something that makes sense. Okay, so on here, go to Chart Design, and I'm going to move this chart to a new sheet, and I'm going to call it comparison chart. Okay, and so then that moves it to here. So now I have my balance sheet, and I've got my comparison chart is in its own tab. Okay. Next, and this is the final one that can be really easy or it can get kind of hairy. Triangle between letter A and donating column A and the number 1 donating row 1. Click and your entire workbook should be selected. So I click this and it selects everything, right? So then we're going to your whole copy it all to the clipboard. Click the plus button at the bottom of the Excel window to create a new worksheet. Okay, so I'm going to say Control C, everything's copied. Then I go plus, I got a new sheet, and I'm going to double click the word sheet 1 and rename it something to do with formulas. Okay, so let's see here. Come on. Go away. There we go. All right, we're going to rename formulas. They recommended something like quick math, but I'm just going to put formulas in. And then hold on cell A1 and paste the contents of your, or click on cell 1 and paste the contents of your clipboard. So I paste this here, and then I'm going to hold Control and hit the key with a squiggly on it. So right here, Control squiggly, and that is going to show us all of our formulas. Okay, so everything that's here should be showing the formulas that you've used. So it's going to look a little funky when I do that, but that's okay because that's what it's supposed to do. So once again, I'm going to Control V and I paste it, and then when I Control squiggly, it flips back and forth, right? So this is how it was formatted, and this is what it looks like when I have all the math in there. Okay, so once you get all that done, you're done for the day. Any questions? Okay, so we're just learning about formulas, how to make a nice little chart, format the chart. You can change stuff if you want with the options here, and get it all done and turned in, and it'll be beautiful. Okay? Those of you online, if you have any additional questions, feel free to email me or talk to me on Fridays morning from 9 to 11. I have Zoom time that you can pop in and get some additional help. Hope this is helpful, and good night.